The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the March 31st, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, hey, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. Look, if you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. You can always send me an email. Send it quick, though. Send it early. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to La Show. Only indice trading to the downside as the transports are off 26 points. Not that big of a deal, about 0.2% to the downside. Otherwise, everything trading to the upside. The big winner out here is the NDX 100, up nearly 2%, 253.60 is what it's trading at. If we take a look at the daily profiles for the 4 equity future contracts, what we're going to see is right now the ES Mini is poked its head above resistance. Resistance there, 39.7850. You're really looking today for a close to confirm that it is in full breakout mode, a close above 39.7850. So a close above that. The top of the profile is also, what did I say, 39.70. Yeah, so we got 39.7850. That's all you got to pay attention to, that one number. The price closes above it. Now, you really need to see 2 consecutive closes above a resistance level, but it'll be giving you the signal it's in full breakout mode. What it would like to see, because it wants to have some wind at its back, and that wind would come from the NQ. The NQ likely targeting the 13,206 level. And if it can take that out, close above it, really what it needs to do is close above the high from March the 8th. Is it the 8th? What is it, the date? March 16th. March 16th, that high, 13,287.25. If it does that, then you're going to have an A to B equals CD to the upside out there. The Dow Equity Future Contract still has its profile that it's attempting to form. I don't think this will hold throughout the day. The top of that profile, 33,015, bottom 32,779. The Russell 2000, if it can clear the high of the prior couple of days out here, those highs being in the 22, 23 range, that'll signal to us a move up to 267. In fact, what it would do is it would generate its own A to B equals CD pattern. Let's see if we can actually, what's going on here? Let's see if we can get this. Weird. Oh, it's a keyboard issue. Always something around. There we go. So that A to B equals CD, it's not currently formed yet, but it would look something like this. And it'll give you, there you go. And that gives you really a one-to-one price projection right up to the center of that bearish structured profile in that 2267 area. So that's what's going on. We take a look at the futures contracts out there. Now you've got the numbers to be paying attention to. Before we came on the air, one of our dinners, Dan in Boston, was kind enough to recognize that Silica Holdings, the ticker symbol there is SLCA. I know that Brent has called in on this. We've talked about this in the past. And what Dan was noticing was this was off of its bottom. So I went ahead and threw up the charts. Let me do this here. I'm going to just move over to one of my other screens, if you give me just a moment. And really, we spend the hour oftentimes looking for tops or bottoms out here. And when we're looking for either of those, in this case here, we're talking about a bottom. We're looking for something that had, well, first, if you take a look at, you now have the number of the time frames that Stevie likes to look at to understand what's going on with an individual equity and ETF out here. You got the monthly, you've got the weekly, the daily, the 195-minute. Why 195-minute? Because a trading day is 6.5 hours. That is 295-minute bars. You want to have equally time frame bars. What happens if you don't? Well, you're really not comparing to apples. You're comparing apples to hedgehogs. And I don't even know what a comparison of an apple to a hedgehog would do. But it's not going to do you a whole lot of good out there. 130 minutes, well, that's going to give you 3 bars in our 390-minute day, 65-minute and so forth, the 30 and the 15. Now, what we're really looking for on those intraday time frame charts when an instrument is making a bottoming signal on a daily time frame is bottoming signals on those short-term time frames. Now we're looking for resistance levels to fall. So not only did Dan notice it looks like Silica Holdings is off the bottom, well, if you look at the daily time frame chart here, I'll just expand it out just to make it a little bit easier for you, just so you can see how these patterns work. When it topped out there, it was both a TD9 count pattern as well as a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. What did price do? It pulled back to the breakout level. What's the breakout level? 1116. Here's one thing about this breakout level using the TD9 patterns. You've heard me say it once. You'll hear me say it again and again and again. There's no trader. There's no trader inside the entire TFNN network or probably anywhere else other than those using the 9s out there that would have picked 1116 as the breakout. It's just not going to happen. But we've got an objective way to do that. And that's what using the 9s is all about. It also provides us with bottoming and topping signals and also provides us with support and resistance. And that is a cool thing. All in one. Yeah. Now, what did price do? It pulled back to that breakout level, 1116. It does it on bar number 8 of the TD9 count. That gets confirmed the very next day. Voila, you've got that bottoming signal. So what is price going to do with regard to Silica Holdings? More likely than not, when you get that bottom signal or topping signal, price is going to pull back to that first key level of support or resistance. And here, it's resistance. That happens to be the oscillator and change line. That's Stevie's green line. That's another tool that you absolutely want to be aware of. So the first level of resistance, approximately 1304. Why does Stevie say approximately? Because as price goes up and down, that number is going to change, but you can use that as your guideline. If price can clear that, well, then the top of its daily profile, that's up at the 1398 area, and you can see just slightly above that, and it looks like 1430 is the TD9 breakdown resistance area. Now, so on the daily time frame, while Silica Holdings was forming that test and bar number 8 of the TD9 count, if you look just straight right below it in the 30-minute time frame chart, you'll see that at that same time period, price was forming a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom signal. Beautiful. If you take a look at the 195-minute chart, what was price doing? Pulling back to 1116, that too was a breakout level. What was going on in the 130-minute time frame? You were getting a TD9 count pattern. Price was pulling back. Well, you actually got wave number 7. That marked the bottom. Wave number 7, that's letter G. And it was pulling back to its breakout level of 1120. Look at the 65-minute chart, Rhodes momentum indicator signal. We're starting to see here higher lows. In fact, on the 65-minute chart, that most recent bottom was a TD9 count as well. Price right now struggling to clear 1241. If price can close above 1241 on a 65-minute time frame, that says, hey, change in trend may be in order. So for those of you that are looking for a trade, this is courtesy of Dan from Boston. So we got to give Brent some credit as well. And you've got a trade set up, folks. And hey, the weekly chart, TD9 count top pulls right back to Stevie's oscillator and change line. Be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow up 52. The S&P is up 34. And we've got a treat for you. We've got Brent from Martinez, California calling in. So let's go out to Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Steve. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm trying a new wireless earpiece. I hope it is working okay.
Sounds great. You actually kind of now have a little bit of a deeper voice, maybe a little bit of Harry Belafonte or something I hear in that. So it sounds great, and then we're ready for you to break out into a tune.
What song would you like to hear?
Hey, it's your choice. Your choice. Hey, by any chance, did you hear the opening of the show when we talked about Silica Holdings?
I was just watching. I had it muted. I was watching you show the charts and everything. I was actually on the phone with my brother at the time. But
yeah, no problem.
That's a stock, that I've followed for a long time and has traded. And it of course had a nice run. It got down to 79 cents back at the lowest point when oil was getting crushed, and
yes,
it's had quite a move since then.
Yes, yeah. Well, it looks like it formed another bottom a few days ago, so we were just sharing that with all the listeners out there. Now, another area that may have formed a bottom is silver. So you're calling about silver. How can I help you there?
I went long both that and gold this morning with via calls. Nothing out too far. I just went out to the April monthly calls on each in the money calls, and so I was calling about silver, but if you get a chance to look at gold, and I know you gave the number yesterday, which pretty much hit last night. And, of course, you can't trade that, until the market opens, but it was still at a decent level at that point. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on, is it something I should just, I bought it as a trade, but I could hold it overnight, and just what's your thought about that?
So with regard to, the trick here is going to be, I suppose, what is the U.S. dollar index going to do? But let's first just take a look at, irrespective of that, and I don't think irrespective is a word, or if it is, well, okay, then I used it. I'm just trying to get my cursor so that I can get to my charts out here. So if you just bear with me just for a second here, Brent, what we're going to do is we're going to pull up all of the different time frames for silver, or many of the different time frames, so we can take a look at that. So you've now got the monthly in the very left-hand side, And on a monthly time frame, it does have a topping pattern, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. But what has taken place is price has just moved its way back to support. And support being that green oscillator and change line. And so long as silver on a monthly basis stays above that, the signal is neutral, but it's neither bearish, and you could say it's bullish because price has tested support. So we'll go there. The weekly time frame doesn't have a bottoming pattern. It's got a topping signal out there. So that one's kind of a fly in the financial ointment, so to speak. But you've got the TD9 count pattern and an A to B equals CD pattern that's going to appears to be that appears like it'll be confirmed. The TD9 count looks like for sure. The A to B equals CD pattern, I need to know what silver, the final bar at the end of the day is going to look like. But right now you got a piercing candle. Let's just explode this up out here. And it's made the a little bit over the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. I can't draw that in here, but it's on my other black background chart. But you can just see the TD9 count out there. So here's what price should do from here, Brent. It should bounce up to test the oscillator and change line, which is red. And that's at about the 25.12 level. And if price can get over that, one, it'll be over a first level of resistance. Two, it'll be back inside its daily profile, and that'll suggest a target of 26.40. So if it's just a counter trend move, then price will find that resistance in that 26.40 level, but that should become its target. But the first target's going to be 25.12. As we take a look at the other charts that are out here, looking for any kind of other signals, maybe topping signals, short term, the only thing that I have is on a 30-minute time frame, we are in bar number 8. So if there's going to be a short-term top that forms with this pattern, it's going to occur between 1:30 and 2:30 this afternoon. That's pretty precise out there. And then if that occurs, we should see some type of retracement back towards its oscillator and change line, which currently is printing at 24.29 out there. So that's a possibility to be looking at. But I like the trade. I like the trade out there. Any other questions that you might have about silver that we should look at?
No, that pretty much answered it, Steve. That's what I was looking for. Some levels to be watching, to the upside, and that you just did that. So I appreciate it.
Okay, perfect. So let's go take a look at Goldilocks out here. And for gold, we could have done this for silver too, but right now we're just going to do this for gold. And we're going to take a look at these 4 different time frames. These 4 different time frames are the daily, the weekly, the monthly, and the quarterly out here. So here's what we know, Brent. First, gold already had a confirmed Gartley buy pattern by the D point. And that was confirmed back here on the trading day of March the 9th. Because of that bull sash candle that had formed. Price pulls back yesterday, or what's been pulling back more than this. It formed a TD9 count top. It does that on March the 18th, and price pulls back and tests support. Now, support is both the bottom of its profile, that's at the 1684.50 level, and there's another area, I'm not showing it here, but it's the TD9, the TD9 breakout level. Gold tested and rejected that area, so you have everything that you want to identify at least a short-term bottom. Price is back inside the profile. The other thing that you have going for it, and this could be a fairly significant bottom. If you look at the weekly time frame chart, it too could this week. It too could form a Gartley buy pattern. Now, price is within inside its bullish structured profile, and if it forms a hammer candle, come the end of trading tomorrow, you're going to have Gartley buy pattern on the daily from a couple of weeks ago. You'll have a Gartley buy pattern on the weekly, and that there aren't many Gartley buy patterns in gold. We go back for a while out here. It just doesn't form that often. So we won't really know till tomorrow there, but I like that trade too. As far as gold is concerned, as far as a short-term type of a signal out here, let me just move over to those multi-time frame charts. You can take a look at everything. Folks, don't pay attention to the monthly and the weekly. That's got silver. That's the continuous. I have to type in new symbols in order to get that up there. So let's not focus on that. But here you can see the TD9 breakout level on the daily time frame. That's a second panel from the upper right up top. And price is above that oscillator and change line. That's really signaling to you and I, Brent, that it wants to make the move to 1735. There was a TD9 count pattern on the 5-hour time frame chart. Well, it's in a bullish structured profile. That's suggesting 1728 is the number. So you got 1728, 1735. You've got 1733 on a TD9 count for the 240-minute chart out there. The 120-minute chart which formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. That right now is taken on its resistance level at 1714. So you're right up at resistance, while the 30-minute time frame chart has a TD9 count top. So what you're going to want to watch is the high of this bar. And it looks like that high may be in because we just have about 4 minutes to go. So, folks, during the day, you're going to want to watch 17-16-10. If you see it close above 17-16-10, the 30-minute chart is signaling to a strong momentum move to the upside. That next area, strong momentum move to the upside inside of silver on its 30-minute time frame, takes you up to about 17-31. So, Brent, like Silica Holdings was showing us bottoming signals for intraday time frames while price was pulling back to support, you've got the exact same thing going on with Goldilocks out there. So I love the trade with both gold and with silver.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. I really appreciate the help. Have a great week, and that was great information.
You bet, Brent. Always good to hear from you. Steve Rhodes with TFNN, folks. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 45, S&P 34. Let's go to our next caller, and that is going to be Robert in Kansas City. Robert, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Great, Steve. Hope you're doing well, too.
I am. Thanks so much for the call. And you want to take a look at ticker symbol ICLN. That is the iShares Trust Global Clean Energy Fund. Tell us what you're doing and how I can help you.
Looking to make a take a long position in this, and it looks like it's forming a bottom to me, and just wanted to have you take a look at it and give you your thoughts.
Absolutely, sure. So we're taking a look at both the daily, weekly, and monthly time frames. We can see that today prices gapped up above its bearish structured profile. That's at 23.88. And so, Robert, as long as price remains above that today and tomorrow, that's going to generate a signal for you of a change in trend out there. So that on the daily basis looks really good. Let's go take a look at my other multi-time frame charts out here. If you give me just a moment to get over to them. What we're going to see here is on the daily time frame. Let me just expand this chart out for you. This was in the process of generating a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. We can see that that was triggered about 4 or 5 days ago. Let me get my cursor out here. That was triggered on the trading session of, what's the date here? March the 25th. And then you actually received the bullish reversal signal yesterday, March the 30th. That was a nice bull sash candle. Now the price is up above the top of its daily profile, and we have my white background charts. We can see that the real key level of resistance is 24.30, and it's trading at 24.34. And Robert, if this closes above 24.30, that Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, and then the way price has behaved here is going to generate a change in trend signal. And so you're absolutely correct. This is giving you the signal that this has formed a bottom, with then your price target over time being 31.68. That would be the next TD9 breakdown level, and that's coming off the daily time frame charts. The 195-minute chart shows a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom and a sideways move, and that tells you that 25.40 is going to be an area of battle resistance. 26.30 is an area of resistance or a battlefield on our battlefield for the 130-minute time frame. The 65-minute time frame says, hey, I'm in the bar following bar number 9. I might want to take a little bit of a break here. And so you could see some type of a pullback. You've got a TD9 count. No, you don't have a TD9 count top on the 30-minute. So to answer your question, yes, you're or to just simply confirm what you're seeing, I'm seeing the same thing on the charts that we're taking a look at. What
That's
else
helpful.
can I? Good. Yeah. So, in fact, I was looking at this earlier this morning. As one potential newsletter trade. I found something else that I thought might be a little bit more entertaining. But yeah, this is absolutely a bottom.
Okay. And I have one more, and if you don't have time, that's fine.
No, go ahead.
XBI. It's S&P Biotech. You talked about it a couple of weeks ago when the overall market kind of pulled back, but a couple of weeks ago your thoughts were favorable, and it looks like to me that it's beginning to form that bottom as well.
Sure. So one difference between taking a look at the S&P Biotech ETF here is that it just formed a new profile, daily profile, looks like yesterday or maybe it was Monday, and that profile occurred above price. So when a profile occurs above price, it tells you about overhead supply, and it's actually it's a bearish signal. That doesn't mean that it can't overcome that, but it's not as pretty a technical setup as ICLN was for you. Now,
okay.
You're not. I guess if you can see, here's the daily chart. Let me just expand it, folks. And it's these black dashed lines that we're looking at, and there's the profile that formed above price. Now, on a daily basis out here, I don't have a bottoming signal per se. What we have, when I think we took a look at it last week, was where there was a hammer candle out here on the trading day of March 5th. And if that hammer candle was tested with lighter volume, because the volume on the hammer candle was 13 million shares, and it was tested with 7 million shares. So the rejection there, it's a rejection of a swing point. The question is, can price overcome resistance? Well, right now it's dealing with the oscillator and change line. That's really about where we're trading right now. It's really 135.24 is the number. So it's got bottoming characteristics from the standpoint of testing the prior swing point on lighter volume. Where it should find resistance is going to be 138.59, 144.54, and 148.51. If we look at the other time frame charts for you to see if there's anything here to confirm that possible bottom, well, voila, you've got it. Now, what I mean by you've got it is if you look at the 195-minute, you see Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. 130, the same thing. The 65, the same thing. The 30-minute, the same thing. So when instruments are going to form bottoms, which we're thinking at this stage here, we see that you like to see those same types of bottoming patterns form on the intraday time frame charts. On the 30-minute time frame chart, the confirmation of a change in trend would come with a close above 136.61. A little over $1, about $1.30 above where we're trading right now. But if you're going to ask me, does ICLN look like it has a bottom? The answer there is going to be yes, absolutely.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for taking time and with your thorough analysis. Appreciate it.
Sure. My pleasure. My pleasure. Hey, have a great day and a happy holiday weekend out there. That was Robert in Kansas City. We had a request inside the Tiger's Den to take a look at ticker symbol ACIU. So let me do this. Let's actually just get it running out here. ACIU on these charts instead of flipping back and forth. And what I can share with you is, well, I can share with you the following as soon as I get it going on my charts out here. So ACIU doesn't have a bottoming signal for its daily time frame. What it has, as far as signals, is the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame we can see has pulled back. Notice how on the weekly chart out here, let me just expand this out for you. The weekly chart, we can see that the oscillator and change line about 6 weeks ago or so changed color, went from red to green. Now, the importance of that is when that occurs, that tells us that the momentum move to the upside or the downside is going to slow down. In fact, that's exactly what happened here. Slowed down. And that we should see price and that line catch up to each other. Now, granted, it's only Wednesday. There's another trading day left in the week. But what price did was it pulled back and it tested and rejected that oscillator and change line. And that was at 720. So price is pulled back to support. That's a potential of a bottom, okay, out here. And so there would be your bottoming signal, the weekly time frame. The daily is just a sideways move. If we expand the screen out here, I'm not going to be able to come with any kind of a bottom signal other than just a sideways consolidation. Now, that being said, in this instance here, with price really being at the center of the profile is $7 even Steven. Can't be $7 even Steven. 755. The bottom is 7. There you go. And the top is 810. Okay, sorry about that, folks. So where's the buy signal? Is price going to get down to the bottom of that profile at $7? Probably not. Not that the test is now over on the weekly basis or should be over. Do you have something on a short-term time frame chart to tell you that this thing has bottomed? And I just don't have it here, not just yet. If price can clear the level of 746 out there, then you've got something. But look, with regard to ACIU, the bottom signal is going to have to come from the weekly time frame chart with a test of Stevie's oscillator unchanged line. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So Applied Digital Tribune, APPS, is the ticker symbol we're looking at. This one is from Mike in Sarasota. Mike's got a couple instruments to take a look at. And Mike's question about APPS is how high can this go? So as we take a look at this instrument out here, what we see on the daily or the monthly basis, we've got a TD9 count top that's in place. The weekly's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that's in place. And the daily has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top pattern in place as well. Price right now, Mike, today you're looking for this to close above its oscillator and change line, the green oscillator and change line. That's currently priced at 80.71. Your question is, how high can this go? So the how high can this go? You're going to be looking at $90. I believe that's 90 even, Steven. Let me just make sure here. It's 90.90. Nope. 90.90 is going to be your upside target out there. And that target is going to take you right into the TD9 breakdown level. And if price is able to close above this green oscillator and change line, that's the first thing that we looked at, which it is right now, that really becomes your price target. If price can clear that, well, there's the top of its daily profile at the 98.48 level. So your upside target, 90.90, 98.48. The weekly profile, the weekly time frame has resistance at 92.71. That's the top of its profile as well. And other than that, I really don't have a ton of information out here, I think, to share with you. But that was your question. How high can this go? Your next question was about 3M. MMM is the ticker symbol out there. And as we take a look at 3M, you're looking for a entry on a pullback out here. So it's currently on a monthly basis, that's 3M that is in a TD9 count. And so you're going to want to watch the high of this month. That's really today, right? Tomorrow becomes April 1st. If you begin seeing price trading above and closing above 196.72, then 3M has got much higher to run. And it's going to say, hey, forget you about the pullback out here. I'm in a strong momentum move. I don't know whether that's the case, but the weekly time frame chart is saying, well, that's a possibility because it doesn't have any kind of a topping signal, nor does the daily time frame. It doesn't have a topping signal out here. The 195-minute, yes, it's got a TD9 count top. The 130's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out there. The pullback on the 15-minute earlier this morning was a TD9 count bottom out here. So your question was you're looking for an entry on a pullback. So if you get that pullback, then we'll just simply have to come to the daily time frame. And your first entry, your ultimate entry, would be pulling back to its breakout level, 174.07. The next area would be 180.184. The next area above that, 184.55, and above that, 189.08. So we'd really have to see the pullback in motion and see what's going on the shorter-term time frame charts and so forth. Now, maybe you get that. If you look at the 30-minute time frame chart right now, price is just testing that oscillator and change line, which turned from green to red. If price is able to close above that, then that tells you more upside potential. And if price rejects this level, that tells us that, okay, you could actually get an A to B equals CD to the downside. And that would be looking at the 187.78. That might be an entry. That's on a real short-term basis. You're looking for more of an intermediate-term trade. So that's what I've got right now. 185.18 is the oscillator and change line on the weekly basis. So I hope that helps you out, Mike. Thanks so much for writing in. Let's see what other questions that we have out here. Looks like we've got one from Susanna in Canada. Susanna wants to take a look at, you want Bitcoin and Mara, M-A-R-A. So let's get Mara, M-A-R-A, rolling out here. Let's go see what this is, M-A-R-A, Marathon Digital Holdings. And your question is, I would appreciate your analysis, 30-minute daily, looking for a pullback for a long entry. Okay, so Mara looks very strong. When we take a look at the monthly time frame chart, let's just expand this out. What we can see is this has a TD9 count. Whoops. Now let's expand it in. I think Stevie went a little crazy there when I pulled that over. Sorry about that. Let's try the old expand. Okay, so now what this is doing here, Susanna, and you're going to watch today's close. So today's close, if it's above 44.96, the monthly time frame signal says change in trend on this instrument. It looks like it was a TD9 count pattern that identified the bottom as well as wave number 7. That's letter G out here. Now, it also has a TD9 count for the month, but price may close above 44.96. So you have both a bullish and kind of a cautionary message out here. But that's okay, because if you begin seeing price trading above 49.41, that's going to tell you on a monthly time frame you have a strong momentum move to the upside. You've got wave number 7 on the weekly, okay, but that can extend itself. You do have a TD9 count top on the daily, and if price can take out the recent high, that was also wave number 7, that's that high at 49.41, well, then that pattern will be negated. So it hasn't been negated yet on the daily. You're asking for where do you buy this on a pullback out here, and you would buy this at 29.52. 29.52 is the bottom of its daily profile. Do we have a signal that suggests, Susanna, the price is going to get back there? No, we do not. But you're asking me for the entry point, a long entry point, and that would most certainly be it. So I look at the charts here, it really does look like we should see some type of retracement occur inside of Mara. So sit on your hands, don't chase this. This is not this is nothing to chase right now with all the different topping signals that are out there on the weekly, the daily, the 130-minute, the 65-minute chart out there. So just be patient on this one. You also had a question about Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin, what do we want to do here? Let's change charts. So I got to do that by going like this. And then I need to change something else. Now you're going to see my face, but I've got to find the workspace that is going to be best to take a look at. That's for Bitcoin, all time frames. So we should be in the June contract, BTC, so June of 2021. And let's go take a look at it. Now we're only going to be looking at the daily and the intraday time frames out here. But that's okay. That should be good enough for our work for right now. So you are also looking for an entry point. Boy. Let's expand out the daily time frame chart. The contract just rolled, so yikes, 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 yikes. Okay, your entry point on a daily time frame is going to be 48,120. That would be the ideal entry point. Other entry points are 49,685, 51,249, 52,814. The daily time frame chart at the moment is a 149 in the afternoon. Says, yeah, that's a real possibility because price is trading below the oscillator and change line. There's a TD9 count top that was in place, but there's an A to B equals CD to the downside. So this is confirmed a Gartley buy pattern. And if price takes out that oscillator and change line, just about $20 higher than what we're trading right now, price should get back to its recent highs out there. But your entry point right now, 48,120 would be the ideal entry point. As I take a look at intraday time frame charts out here, I don't really see any signals per se. Oh, I don't even show you the charts. Son of a gun. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, folks. Here you go, Susanna. Here are those charts. Here's the daily time frame. Let me expand that out for you. And on the daily time frame, you can see the TD9 count top. You can see prices below that oscillator and change line. Then you see the 3 different TAS market profile levels as well as the TD9 breakout area. And those were what we gave to you as the areas for a potential buy inside of Bitcoin. Of course, you want to align that up with a short-term time frame chart. If price gets down there, you're going to be looking for the turns on those. That was for Susanna in Canada. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back to wrap up the show in just a few minutes.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. You know what we should do for you? I'd mentioned during the natural gas 0521, the natural gas, be careful because it's got a TD9 count top pattern that has formed. So let's go pull that chart up here. Here is the daily time frame. At least I thought it did. Maybe it wasn't. Not what was it if it's not natural gas? Huh. Interesting. So I'm wrong on that. That's not the first time I've been wrong, but what was I looking at then earlier in the day? Huh. Okay, well, skip that idea out there. That's what we're going to end the show with, but not going to because that pattern doesn't exist on the daily chart that we just looked at. Okay, so let's just come back to the general markets overall. What are we looking at? The equity market specifically. Let's look at the New York Stock Exchange Advanced Decline Oscillator line. Right now, there's enough net advancing issues to put that advanced decline oscillator back above zero. It's printing at 1241. A close above zero suggests that buyers are back in control, and that's assuming that tomorrow it stays above zero out there. So it's trying to make a decision, make or break. We see that same kind of make or break decisions going on inside the equity futures contracts with regard to the top of their daily profiles. You've got the ES sitting at the top of its daily profile. You've got the Dow sitting at the top of its daily profile. You've got the NQ getting close to the top of its daily profile at 13,206. So another 70, 80 points to go for the NQ. It could do that in a breath out here. And so watch these areas because they'll provide you with signals. So again, in the ES, a close above 3978.50 suggests an all-out breakout going on inside the S&P 500. Inside the NASDAQ, it would be a close above 13,206.90. Right now, based upon the information I've got, really we need to say it's got to be a close above 33,116 in the Dow. So those are the levels to be watching throughout the day. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours, folks. And thanks so much for being here. Tune back in tomorrow at the same time for another show on Terrific Thursday. But have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll look forward to seeing you soon.